Okay, the comment section continued. A positive attitude is your best defense. Although at first you may be surprised at just how many remarks you're getting about your belly or your babies, it won't take long before you realize there's little you can do about it. A good attitude, a lot of patience, and a sense of humor will take the edge off when you hear how big you are for the 10th time in a week. What to do? Here are some suggestions. Number 1, accept comments. One of the positive things about our society is that pregnant women are still considered special, and consequently receive a lot of attention from family, friends, and, like it or not, total strangers. So although you may feel like you want to be cocooned away with your developing babies during your pregnancy, the reality is that people will notice and say things, both positive and negative. Once you realize this fact, it won't come as such a shock the first time someone comments on your pregnancy. Develop a thick skin. It seems that during pregnancy, everyone wants to tell you two things: how awful her labor and delivery experience was, or that of his wife or sister in the case of men, and how you should raise your children once they're born. Imagine being stuck on an elevator with someone who tells you her horror story of going into labor and the doctor not giving her an epidural, so she screamed bloody murder during her delivery. Or someone who tells you what an awful parent you will be if you dare to bottle feed your children rather than breastfeed. Or how abusive it is to vaccinate babies when there is so much concern about mercury in vaccines, and how everyone is brainwashed by the medical establishment. The point here is, since you can't stop people from running off at the mouth and saying the most incredibly stupid, rude, or upsetting things, you're better off developing a thick skin so that their comments won't unduly hurt you. Rely on your own sense of humor. The day I heard a homeless man say to me, "Lady, you look like you're gonna pop any minute," I could have gotten upset or said something nasty, but where would it have gotten me? Would it just prolonged a conversation? Okay, they say laugh it off. They say be understanding. Pregnancy is one of those times when people want to express their interest in you or show their sympathy. It's important to understand that most people do not mean to be boorish. They just don't seem to realize how their comments are perceived. This is also true of people who comment on your babies. Seeing twins or other multiples is still a pretty infrequent occurrence for most folks, so it shouldn't be surprising that they don't know what moms of twins and moms-to-be want or don't want to hear. Take their often bumbling efforts for what they are, and attempt to be sociable. Your effort to understand will pay off when you realize how much stress you save yourself. Ignore them if possible. Like the boring uncle who insists on telling the same story over and over at every family gathering, or the next-door neighbor who relates every detail of her recent surgery as you're trying to take out the garbage, some people just beg to be ignored. When strangers offer their opinions on how much weight you've gained, or how you choose to name, dress, or handle your babies, ignore them if possible. In many cases, responding to these people only gives them opportunity to comment further. Pay no attention to them, and chances are, once they've made their remarks, they'll go away. Be polite. It may seem unfair, but when people are rude to you, I'm advocating being polite. Politeness is really a social lubricant, and it will let you get past the unwanted exchange smoothly. Plus, you'll feel better knowing that you were the bigger person and didn't stoop to the other person's level. In the long run, politeness saves you a lot of energy, no arguments, and no obsessing over what you could have or should have said. Enjoy being the center of attention is the last one, and we'll just skip that one for now.